So from the foundation layout, without passing the dimensions and label text, let us do the typical strip foundation section detail. For example, a section 2 here. And before we do that, let's adjust these dashed lines for the foundation outline so that they are more pronounced and more distinguishable. So I'll select these. That is the foundation outline layer, and we'll do line scale adjustment through LTS. So to a scale of 1, so I'll do 10. You can see now it is more pronounced and more distinguishable. So I'll do a section here, section AA. Use a line tool, polyline, and I'll use the layer for use the current layer as the one dimensions. Double click there, and go back to polyline and do and layer, make it 200 by 200. Then I'll do text, text. So I'll do my text here. Letter R, the section R. The first letter is too small, I'll adjust the text height. Text height is here in the properties. Okay. Then with I don't need to create another one on the other side. I'll just mirror this. I'll mirror a copy of this, and then I think I need to move it closer to the outline. Move and select both. Then mirror MI, mirror line at the center here. Let me switch off the snap. Erase those objects. No, we want to remain the original. So if you want to do a section there, you know that the section typical stick foundation has several things. Let me bring them up a sketch here. And you have from the bottom, you have lining, concrete lining, you have concrete footing, then you have the reinforcement with blue and black. You have the natural quarry stone walling. Then you have hardcore filling here, blinding, you have a slab and the continuation of your superstructure wall. So we want to do something like this, which is a typical, you can see the typical cross section of a strip foundation. Wow. Now I'll start with the bottom. I have a 50mm thick by 600 concrete blinding. So I'll use a rectangle. And then before I do that, let me just make another edit and then make another layer for foundation cross section. A new layer, which is a copy of that. So foundation cross section, foundation section. Then these lines need to be continuous. I think the thickness is okay, or we can make it 0.25. Okay. Then I'll have to make that as the current layer. So use lines. Adjust that color a bit to differentiate from the foundation outline. So adjust the color a bit. let's start with the bottom, the rectangle, 100 for the horizontal or X direction dimension, and then use the tab key. For the vertical dimension is 50. And then I'll do a second one here. Let's determine the snap on. On top here I'll do another one, 600 again by 200. That is the depth of the strip. Then before we continue further, we can do some filling. Go to the hatch tool, select fill, then allow concrete, yes, concrete. This one. So fill it there. So, and then select that, and I'll adjust the scale here, the hatch pattern scale. You do something like 150 and see 150 is too big. Still too big, I think 25. That is okay. Then we'll do another one here. Differentiate. Then this one is too much also, so we should differentiate from the top, the concrete for the strip and the concrete for the blinding. This maybe we can use a scale of 15. A bit different, or we can easily back to 10. Yeah. And now I'll do the vertical lines for the walls. So line tool. Do something like typical depth is 1200, so I can do something like 1400. And then I'll offset this by 200 for the thickness of the wall. And then I'll move both of these by 200 so that it comes to the center of the strip. It is at the center there, you can see. And then I want to introduce the break lines here. I use a poly line, and then I'll put the snap off. Here, put the auto mode off, so that you can do an inclined line. Put back the snap on. I want to snap this horizontal. Make sure it's horizontal or along the same line as the previous one. I'll finish my line in auto mode, and it's perfectly horizontal. Let's see a polyline there which indicates break, and then I'll copy this. Make the snap mode off. Maybe somewhere there. Into the top here. Then we'll use now trim. And we'll trim here where we have this break. This break shows that this length is not definite, it might be longer than The 1200 we've said as minimum. So then we'll go to now including the slab. The slab should be some, let's reapply the slab mode on. So the slab could be something here like 200 below here. So 200, let's say 300. This is 300. You do your horizontal to show that, because the slab is horizontal, of course. So we'll have let's say 1200, a length of 1200. And sorry, for this section you have the slab on the left side, so I'll flip it. Let me move these a bit. So undo that. But it goes to the left. There's a line here. 300. Maybe 1200. Now we'll offset this line by 150 for the thickness of the slab. Offset by 150. That is the thickness of the slab. Then offset this again by 50 for the thickness of the lining, and then this by 300 for the thickness of the what do you call this fill? Hardcore fill. Then I'll still use these break lines. I'll not do another. I'll copy this and copy to the end here, and then rotate it. That's the point of rotation. Rotate it by 90 degrees. Then extend. Pull it back. That's long up there. And I can also extend it here. And we put the snap on off. Mode on so that they remain along the same line. And here we go. And going trim where necessary. There's a break in between. The slab comes in between the substructure wall and the superstructure wall, so you'll have a break here. And then the substructure wall is containing these fill, the backfill, that is the hardcore and the blinding. So I'll trim these. Then I think at this particular point now we can hatch these walls. We can add hatches for these walls, for the substructure walls and the superstructure walls. So go back to the hatching tool, select the proper hatch. Adjust the scale. Select the hatch and adjust the scale. Scale by 25. That is perfect. I think we should adjust these and find another type of hatch. I think the one that does double lines would be more appropriate. S132. I'll adjust the scale again. again 400. The 400 is okay. Now it has that. Then one more thing. I think we are done with the drawing, because I don't think we need any more line. Get now the hatches. Now, since we are doing the layout, mostly foundation layouts we do them at a scale of 1 to 50. But for the section details, we need a more elaborate detail, and I think we can also move these a bit. The 1200 is too much. You can move these and reduce this part where we have, so that it's not too much, because the detail that we'll have here is the same as what we have on the other side. Then remove that and then trim. I was saying that the scale for foundation layouts mostly is 1:50, but for these details we need to do a bigger scale of 1:25. So 1:25 is twice a scale of 1:50. So I'll select my foundation detail there section and scale this SC by 2, scale factor of 2. So the scale for this is in the scale for this is 1:25, and you can add this the label text here. So M text, here. So this is section A. Scale is 1:50. Sorry, 1:25, and we can do some more, maybe in the line, center the justification. So it is still too small, and then we adjust this by properties, and the text height can do 150. So maybe widen this a bit, and it fits. Switch up the other mode so that I can move it freely without having been restricted. Now, we have not completed adding fill for this hardcore and this blinding. Again, I'll go back to hatch, and I'll have something like, for the hardcore there is gravel, fill it here. We need to adjust this scale so that it's not too much. So maybe to 250, still too much. I think 400 for the masonry is okay. And then we'll do here for the dust lining. The dust, we'll do this for sand, building dust, and that one is okay. So what you're remaining with now is adding labels. Oh, we forgot what the reinforcement details here. So typically we'll have a U-shaped bar here. We'll use a polyline 100 by 500 by 100. So but 100, remember the scale here is double, so 100 will be represented by 200. We'll have to do 200, and then horizontally turn back the auto mode. 500 is 1000, then vertically 200 is for 100, and you can try to make these a bit to center it. So that's that should be D10 bar, and let's do, at this point we should do a layer for reinforcements, layer for rebars. New layer, let's call it rebar. General, new color, just another color, and the thickness should be thick, but when you print this out it is well visible. Okay, and I'll select it as the current, and then make that bar that I've just added there as rebar. I'll add the longitudinal bars, 3 of them at the end here, at the middle, and then at the other end. So I just need to do one and copy it. So I need a circle. Just an adequately sized circle. Then I will fill it. I'll fill it with solid hatch. Then I can copy this. To the center, another one to the other end. So now let me add the labels as they were, then we come back to how they were. Add the labels